Hey everyone, welcome to This Is Homeschooling. I'm Blair Lee. Sitting next to me on one of the sides is Kat Hutcheson. Hey Kat, so you are super excited about the August conference, and today we thought we'd tell you a little bit about it. I'm going to let Kat lead the show.
I am, Blair. I am so excited. We have so many new vendors and new speakers that are coming on in August and November of this year. And the growth of this conference has just been so awesome. I want to dive right into our August schedule. As most of our attendees know, we have our Homeschooling 101 day on Fridays in June and August. We have had so much wonderful feedback about Blair's Homeschooling 101 session, not just from new homeschoolers, but from people who have been at it for a few years and kind of looking for a reset now that they've figured a few things out and know who their child is as a learner a little better. So excited to kick off our Friday with that session. And then, of course, our amazing title sponsor, OutSchool, will be on to do kind of an overview of all of the updates and new things that are going on at OutSchool and how you can implement that as another fabulous tool in your homeschool toolbox. On Friday afternoon at 2:10 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be coming on to talk about developmentally appropriate and academically rich preschool and kindergarten at home.
Total fan favorite. I was at an in-person conference in California when you first gave that, and I went to see how it went directly after your talk because we were working together in a vendor booth and I had to get somebody besides you to help me out. And when I went, the halls were packed. It was like standing room only. So if you've got a young learner, not to be missed.
And I've got some exciting new recommendations that I have just added to that talk within the last week. So even if you were there in June, there's going to be new recs that you haven't heard before at the August session. Um, and then Kristen from Prisma, another one of our amazing platinum sponsors, Prisma. Kristen hasn't been on to the SEA conference before. She is absolutely amazing, though. And I believe, Blair, you've done some Facebook Lives with Kristen. She's going to come on and talk about their Launchpad program for their high schoolers. They've had their first graduating class now and have experience with um, entrepreneurs and colleges and things like that for high schoolers. Wonderful internship program. She's going to talk about that as well as their new lower school for fourth and fifth graders.
By
So,
popular demand.
absolutely. And then we are bringing back a fan favorite session about 2 years ago. We had a speaker cancel due to illness at the last minute, and Blair said instead of canceling that session, she would come on and do an Ask Me Anything. We've done those in the group a few times and they were really popular. So I thought it was a great idea. We have had so many people ask, when is Blair coming back for another AMA? So this is the conference. We are making that happen. We are going to wrap up our Friday with an AMA, and I am going to join Blair to answer some questions during that session as well.
That is one of my go-to people when I'm working through something. So absolutely, I'm excited about sharing that with you.
And
And
then
now Saturday.
Saturday is a long day packed full of awesome sessions. We are going to kick things off with Joshua Jernigan, who is an absolute favorite at our conferences, cultivating inclusive spaces. So, this is for people who are maybe thinking about starting a co op or running a co op or homeschool group, people who have kids who are attending homeschool activities and groups, and they want to help build those spaces into really welcoming, inclusive spaces for all homeschooling families. That is the session Joshua is giving. I have heard from other people who have seen that session from him at other events that it's at in-person events that it's really great. And I know he has some updates for that to include online co-ops and groups as well for the SEA
I cannot
conference.
think of another person in our community I would rather hear speak on that topic. I'm excited about that session.
He is so thoughtful about the intersectionality of inclusiveness.
Mhm.
It's really amazing.
Yeah, he's a truly wonderful human being, in addition to being a pretty good speaker.
And then, Blair, you're coming on to talk about SEA Publishing. You've got some exciting new curriculum coming out from SEA Publishing at the end of August with marine science, as well as microbiology and climate change, project-based learning, and everything that SEA Publishing has to offer.
Well, and
So
the writing program, I will be getting back to it. The whole thing with Amy, everyone, I had to put it all
I've
away.
had a sneak peek now. I hadn't seen the writing program before. I have had a sneak peek at the first few months of that, and it is fantastic. So we'll be very excited when you can loop back to that. But marine science, I have now seen the curriculum. I have seen about 35, 40 of the videos. There are 98 videos custom
There's
made for this.
92, two or
92.
three.
Okay.
Uh,
It was 90 something. I was
it
close.
was 90 plus. Um, and yeah, there's some. I was just doing really fun video just before I got on with you. One of the activities is, or one of the labs is Keystone Species Jenga. I just did the video for that. It was
Oh,
fun.
that sounds fun.
Oh yeah, I was playing around with it, seeing how the lab was going to work when I was writing the instructions, and my 25-year-old walked in and played with me.
That's so cool.
Jenga's fun.
And then on Saturday afternoon at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have had a slight schedule change at our attendee request. Blair is going to be giving an updated talk on cognitive load. Now, if you were at our June conference, you know Blair was at a big conference in Texas and came on remotely to join us for her Q&A, and she had just finished up her cognitive load talk there. And there were so many people who wrote in on our conference survey saying they wanted to hear that talk. So I spoke with Blair and we've made the change, and she will be giving that talk on Saturday.
That topic. I feel like questions about that have been chasing me all summer. Everywhere I go, people want to talk about cognitive load, and it is and I understand why, complete game changer. And as far as the strategies I talk about, it's I think it's one of the easiest to figure out what you're going to do, you know, how to address it, or at least it's the most obvious as to I'm going to have to figure out how to address it, if nothing else. Yeah, and for anyone with kids, it's important for all kids. It's important for all adults. But if you're working with a neurodivergent learner, this is, and I honestly have come to believe that for neurodivergent learners, it's why traditional school settings often aren't, they're, they're too challenging for them to really be successful. And it has to do with how overwhelming the cognitive load can be in those settings.
And then after Blair's cognitive load talk, brand new vendor, Delta Math. Delta Math is a program that has been traditionally implemented in public and private schools. They now have a Delta Math at Home program. I have had a chance to look at it. It is a really affordable supplemental math program for students who maybe need some extra practice, or maybe they're struggling with a skill and they need to learn it through a different approach. Middle school and high school math learners, you are definitely going to want to check this out.
This is one of those programs that I look at and I think, where were you 10 years ago?
And especially, I've been seeing so many posts in our middle school, high school group and our main group from parents who really struggle. They have math phobia themselves, or maybe they have some learning challenges around math, and they really need extra help in implementing a math program for their learners. And so something like Delta that you can go to yourself if you need to review a concept before you teach it, or that you can give your learners some extra outside support. So excited to have them joining us. And then our 3 o'clock talk on Saturday,
Don't
Dr.
fangirl
Sherry
too
Meta.
hard.
I will totally fangirl over Dr.
I'm
Sherry
gonna
Meta.
meet her in person. I'll be sending you photos.
Please do send me pictures of you with Dr.
Just
Meta.
in a
I'm
week.
so jealous. I would love to be there to meet her.
Yep, yep.
For those of us who were on with us last year, she gave our Juneteenth talk in June of 2024. She is coming on to talk about history, genealogy, and the USCT, the United States Colored Troops, and how to build a unit study with your family's genealogy in mind. This is something that came up during the Q&A of her last session. She built out the history of the U.S. colored troops by starting with her own family's genealogy. And that is something that she discussed in that talk. And so lots of people in the comments in the Q&A were asking, how can they build their history lessons around their family's genealogy? So she is going to have an interactive workshop style session to help you do that. So thrilled.
I can't
Then,
wait. She's truly
so
phenomenal speaker.
amazing.
Yeah.
And she's going to be back in November. I already have her November information, so I'm going to have that up on the website before the August conference as well. And
Cool.
then Blair, our 4 o'clock vendor, brand new vendor. I know you are super excited to have them joining
I'm
us.
so
Think
excited.
well.
Don't miss this. I have been bugging Thinkwell. I saw him at a conference and I was really said, "We come on." First of all, we use their products. They were around 10 years ago and 15 years ago and love their math, love their American government, and in high school, I was struggling to find chemistry, use their chemistry. I cobbled my own chemistry, but I needed something that Sean could use to study because I haven't written chemistry yet.
And
And it was
then I am in the process, in talks with adding another speaker to Saturday. Not going to give the details away just yet, but I'm sure by the time this video comes out, it'll be on our
do I
website.
already know who this is? Oh, I'm gonna be surprised along with everyone else.
So we are going to add one more speaker for our closing session on Saturday.
Oh, they
And then
must be good because you said no more sessions unless it was something that you couldn't say no to. Who?
exactly. So, and then Sunday, we are kicking off our day with a session I am super excited about, engaging with current events in history lessons. Emily Glankler, most of you may know Emily from Antisocial Studies on TikTok and Instagram. Let me tell you, I am not the only member of the C team who has been fangirling over this. I know several of our admin. Emily has a new curriculum that is launching in August on Teachers Pay Teachers, but she is coming on to share some of her top tips for incorporating current events into the lessons you already have planned
I have
and
heard from
planning lessons around current events.
I've heard from a couple of people who aren't even homeschooling anymore that they plan on being at that session.
So excited to have Emily
Yeah, yeah,
joining us.
truly, it's been speaking of fan favorites, Kat has been like,
Our August conference is going to be such an amazing event. When Blair says I'm excited, listen, the enthusiasm is real. I cannot wait. And then after Emily, Outschool is going to be back with us. I do not have the exact details of this session yet, but it will be a panel from Outschool reps and parents talking about supporting you on your homeschool journey. Then at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, Disintegrate to Innovate. Kristen Lehman is coming on to talk about a new lens for understanding growth in intense learners. Blair, I know you and I are both really looking forward to having Kristen join the
well,
conference.
most of the speakers I haven't met in real life. I've met Kristen in real life. I think so highly of her and her journey and all the work she's doing. She's a very polished speaker as well. She speaks at gifted conferences throughout. I don't know if she's spoken outside of the US, but throughout the US. She is a top speaker at those conferences. So we're a real treat having her.
Yes, and I, got some clarification from her with intense learners because I know that she does speak at gifted conferences and I've listened to her on podcasts and read articles that she's written. So this incorporates gifted learners, if you have neurodivergent learners, 2E learners, highly sensitive learners, kids who have maybe had educational trauma in the public school system and have really intense emotions around education in your homeschooling. She is going to have some really great hands-on tips. You are going to walk away with implementable advice to help you immediately as you on your homeschool journey.
Yeah, she also spoke at the conference in Texas, and I heard from some people. I don't know if it's the same talk, but I heard from some people that she gives a really good talk.
And there again, I already have the title, but not the description yet. I will have it before the August conference for her November talk because she is coming back in November, and to talk about low floor, high ceiling resources.
That's
So
the one that she gave in Texas. People loved that talk.
when she asked, she sent me her August description and then she sent me the title for November. So this is what I'm thinking about for November. I said, yes, yes, we want you back in November. And then right after Kristen's session, we have another new vendor with Kids Chemical Solutions. And Blair, I know you have met with Colleen. We have a Facebook Live coming up in just a couple of days with her as well. And you've had a chance to look at some of these materials.
Oh, they are awesome. 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 Oh, you should have heard the conversation. We met on Zoom and had this huge conversation about molecular literacy. The only thing missing was Daniel Fried. It's what she has designed is so thoughtful and well thought out, and it's for younger learners. And I really felt like my third grade chemistry. I was like, some of these, because she's done all of this cartoon. Now it's there's some middle school and elementary, and so it's a really, really nice program. Um, I'm looking forward to her vendor session and the
I'm looking
Facebook
forward to
Live.
getting a chance to see her materials. Yeah. And then we have From Textbook to Test Tubes, a new approach to science with Vanessa Hobbs. Super excited to have Vanessa joining us again in August. And Blair, you are going to get the opportunity to meet Vanessa next weekend. Yeah,
I'm
at
gonna meet
Homeschooling
Joshua
Unleashed as well.
Jernigan in real life next weekend. Yeah.
I miss seeing Joshua in person. So then after Vanessa's session, we also have Serious About Science, which is Vanessa Hobbs' biotechnology curriculum and kits that she will be back on to talk about. I know she's got some exciting updates to asynchronous online materials that can make some of this more affordable, as well as some updates on ESAs and charter schools that she is now a vendor with to help more families be able to add biotechnology to their science. And then we are closing out our conference with a very special talk on Sunday, Blair's closing keynote, A Journey of a Handcrafted Education.
It is, yeah, I, it's a love letter basically to our community and about community. I
And
think
it is much needed right now. I've had the pleasure of hearing that talk twice just in practice sessions as Blair was writing it. And it is so phenomenal and absolutely just makes me tear up. So I am thrilled to have you coming on and closing out our big summer conference season with that talk.
wonderful. Well, that is a wrap, everyone. Kat,
So if you want to join us live at our conference and bring all your questions to all the Q&A at every session, the link to sign up and to view the entire schedule is in the description on this video. You can also just pop over to the SEA website and click on online conference series at the top of the page, and that will take you to our schedule as well. Remember, all of our conferences are free to our attendees thanks to the generous support of our sponsors and vendors, as well as the sales at SEA Books and More. So please, when you are looking for homeschool materials, go and check out these companies that are supporting the secular homeschool community.
Absolutely. And it's not a bad idea if you think those vendor materials sound interesting to look at them, write down your questions so that you can take those to the vendor sessions.
Absolutely. 100%. All right, everyone, thanks so much. And we will see you August 15th through 17th.
Much love, everyone.